Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of the Dimensionalist. I'm a Dimensionalist. Look, today's video is going to be about the multidimensional body's access to the stomach and why is that necessary to access the multidimensional body, and explaining what the multidimensional body is and interfacing with higher dimensions and planes. Remember in some of my videos I'm Dimensionalist, accessing planes and dimensions. So look, the multidimensional body's access to the stomach because uh, you consume food and you get your nutrition from there. You get energy from there. It's a very sensitive energy center uh, in the body. Also, in location, anywhere between the solar plexus and the root chakra, and or the second chakra, the orange chakra, orange energy center, where the stomach is, between the root and the solar plexus chakra. Um, the multidimensional body's access to the stomach, that is necessary because you are bringing in energy through, your chakra energy centers. Now, the endocrine glands need to be cleansed. Fasting, it would be a part of the multidimensional body's access to the stomach, because when you fast, you're emptying out the energy that's there, and you're storing, and your energy start to come from elsewhere in the body. That's why it's not necessary to have sex and to masturbate when you're trying to uh, access multidimensional body through your stomach, um, and rise to Kundalini energy. And heard of people fasting and it detoxes the body. It's necessary to bring toxins outside the body. Those cleanse the nadis for the Kundalini to rise. Now, you got to keep in mind that when you eat something, chocolate, or say it's an aphrodisiac, you eat something spicy. If you haven't looked up the Hindus' perspective on diets, I'll cover that on another video at one point. They believe eating regular foods like salads and things is like a standard. It keeps you at a medium state. If you eat something spicy, it accelerates the mental body. And eating sugars and candies makes you sluggish. They're very particular with these things because you're altering your state of consciousness with what you eat. That's why some people become emotionally, quote, emotionally attached to food and mentally attached to food. Um, so we fast to access the multidimensional body through your stomach because that's the energy, that's the main part of your body that needs to be cleared for you to cleanse everything in your body, because nowadays we eat preservatives and pesticides that come in our fruit and things, stuff through the market. It's been sprayed with chemicals that are slowly not harmful for the body. It's not technically harmful for the body, but it slowly and slightly dirties up our endocrine glands, which need to be cleansed in order to, make sure you have a cleansed nadis. All your energy pathways and chi centers in the body is completely cleared, so you can have the Kundalini energy rise to the top of your head from the bottom of the spine, where the Kundalini serpent is asleep until you awaken it, and have 12 strands of DNA at that point. So it's necessary to that you can access multidimensional body through your stomach, and that you when you fast, you can gain higher state of consciousness because you're releasing yourself, and you come from devotion to God and the Creator, and you visualize your Creator and your imagination and visualization here on the physical plane, and knowing you're about to create and or want to manifest an event, you're accessing the sixth dimension. Um, the third dimension, of course, is height, width, depth, interfacing in the third dimension, and also third dimension. The desire of the third dimension is for the beings within the third dimension to be free and have that movement within the third dimension. The fourth dimension is emotions, the emotional energy centers that's in the mind and body, and it's very, very necessary to keep that in mind. That your emotions is the fourth dimension. that gets you outside of linear time and space. That's why when you start focusing on your emotion things, start speculating time in the third dimension, time starts to think it seems to speed up and slow down, and or doesn't stay at its standpoint. You can still see the interval of time and seconds and minutes go up, and it's normal, perceiving it that way because it's set at a certain standard to go up. But if you're not observing it and you're spending your day, some days seem longer than others because you're accessing a certain emotional part of your body. Um, so uh, fasting is the energy center to link yourself to the higher planes and dimensions, because your devotion and releasing and initiations and the planetary logos is going to link you up to your dedication to fasting for yourself and releasing of desires of the physical plane. And the more godly things, creation, love, and light. That's how you access the higher dimensions, and your multidimensional state. Um, and the body becomes sensitive to sound. You ever got really tired or really hungry, and you're hearing a lot of noise, and you don't like, you're tired of hearing noise because your body becomes more sensitive and prone to noise and things like that of that nature. So when someone wants to teleport, bilocate the frequency of their body, you got your mental, emotional state uh, focused. That's why when I see videos on YouTube, people saying they know teleportation, but I know exactly how it's done. You fast, you dedicate yourself to God, you know yourself as the God self, and know that you're in your mind and your physical body can move to another location, and the visualization of light. That's the secret to teleportation. I'll go in more detail on that. I'm a dimensionalist for a reason. I'm here to discuss these things and inform you all. So you need y'all need to understand that the frequency of the body, when it's fasted and has no food there, the energy source starts to come outside the body. You start absorbing sound. The body starts absorbing sound at that point. That's why when you finally, if you're broke from a fast, a day or two of fasting, and you eat, it hits you really quick because it's your body starting to absorb whatever it is you ate, and it starts to that nutrients, the energy of whatever it may be, beef, vegetables, pork, uh, has a certain way it triggers the chemistry in your body, and that helps. When you eat, the way to the subconscious, the way to the superconscious is to the subconscious, and the way to the subconscious is due to um, individual chemistry of the body and configuration. And that came directly from Alex Hoodley's book, Heaven and Hell. I think it's Heaven and Hell, and the other book that came with it. I read it before, and explained that the individual chemical change in the body will allow access to the subconscious. If you access the subconscious, you've heard that if everybody can access their subconscious, you have superpowers. It's true. So if you were to fast and or eat vegetables, it's energy directly from the sun, the plants, and you eat it, and try to eat as much natural, organic as possible. No GMOs. GMOs are extremely bad. You would be able to um, make it where you're able to have your multidimensional state and access to higher planes of dimensions, and your frequency of your body can be changed and altered through your emotions and mental state. Then at that point, your mind, conscious visualization, imagination can override the atomic physical structure, and you can basically shape your physical body and transform it to light, and then insert your creation, bilocate, um, do whatever it's you learn. There's different techniques. Fasting also brings forth, and divination and psychometry, knowing objects from far away, touching objects, feeling what energies and where this object's been most for, because atoms can be programmed with the mind and emotional state. That's why if someone touched something of mine, if you focus and hold the object, or when I fasted and had a Kundalini awaken, I was able to hold an object and feel the energy, and that object, I'll be able to understand what it's been through. And then at that point, I use my intuition to decipher, where that comes from, the energy, whatever it may be, whatever it's been through, the emotional state, mental state, and physical interface that the object's been through, if I use my intuition correctly and my correct understanding of psychometry that I've learned. So fasting and the multidimensional body access to the stomach is extremely vital to revealing self to oneself. It's a new experience. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean to go out and fast to die. Some people that can't awaken the kundalini first and then fast, and or fast first and get their mind and their state of mind focused on fasting and desire. Then you start desiring food and wanting these things and not relieving yourself of the hunger. Then you're falling victim to the desires of the physical plane instead of focus on the God self, love and light, and visualization of light. And then also, if you're to maintain during access to multidimensional light through the stomach, through fasting, is through you know, enchanting angel names, El names, and elders, elder gods, or what you want to call them, the Els. Which also some people think they're reptilians, so they're Els, Elohim, and they were reptilians, and stuff of that nature. But it all depends on people's perspective on it. There's many different ways to look at it from a different occult perspective, Christian perspective. You want to take the light and dark Christian perspective and know angels and demons and invoke and conjure both. That's why Christian religion's so important. People can anchor themselves and think about light and dark. And so when you have that state of mind and you've been trained through the Bible and you don't realize you're the God self and release yourself from praying to the Lord Jesus Christ as the Father, and you're the Son of God also, along with the throne of God with Lord Jesus Christ, you're able to anchor yourself there and have the abilities of Jesus Christ and know that you can anchor light, use the L's, command the L's, the elder gods, because you're also Son of God also, along with Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ says, I ascend unto the Father, my God, your God, my Father, your Father. If he's my Father also, I can ascend to God. So y'all need to keep that in mind about the body, how sensitive the stomach is, and things you eat. That's why I say it's critical things you eat, because it's true. It's not like you just, hey, stop eating to lose weight. You watch what you eat, you focus, you drink purified water, distilled water, purified water, spring water, sink water. It's got some, it's probably a lot more for your body to, filtration from city water and stuff. It's got fluoride in it, and the body having to break down all the stuff that's in that water. So you got to remember that what you take in is what you're programming. The quote saying that you've heard. You are what you eat. That's very true. But you also got to remember that it's changing. You are what you eat. Your mental and emotional body, your mental body, and you wake up and you're good. I'm good. Waking up in the morning and not eating. But sometimes in the day I want to eat something. Then I become really sluggish. Maybe because I ate too much. Maybe I need to eat a little bit more or something. But all depends on the person's body, their stomach and things and stuff like that. So fasting would help cleanse the endocrine glands in the body and allow you to have a higher state of consciousness, and depending upon how you're configuring your the chemical change in your body and what you eat. So remember that multidimensional buys access to the stomach. Remember, I'm a dimensionalist, accessing planes of dimensions. Peace.